Hello, students, and welcome to your summer ENC 1102 course. My name is Professor Rachel Wood, and I will be your professor for this very fast-paced summer English literature course. I want to go ahead and get started with going over some of the course information with you. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you. So this is your course homepage. Here you're going to find the basic information. You will also see important news and updates that I post for you. Additionally, you'll see important information that is designed to help you throughout the course. On the left-hand side of the screen, you're going to see a calendar that lists important dates for upcoming assignments. Please make sure that the arrow is pointed down for upcoming events. You should also see that on May 13th, your class opens up, which is today, or when you'll see this video is today. But by May 15th, you have already two assignments due. You have your syllabus quiz due, you have your Elements of Fiction quiz as well, and then you will also have a couple of other things. I'm going to go ahead and click on the course rates. So sorry. Let me go back to content and go back to the home page. So during the first couple of weeks, you will have your required discussion board, self-introduction. You also have the syllabus quiz that are due, and as well as the Elements of Fiction. Now, the self-introduction is very, very important because that is the required check-in, and because this is an online course, that is how we do attendance with that, as well as the syllabus quiz. So the next thing I want to do is just go ahead and take a look at the course syllabus. So I'm going to go under the content tab here, and I'm going to click on the Freshman English 2 syllabus, and I'm going to go ahead and download it. You can locate the syllabus by clicking under course content. And once you click on that, you'll see that there are a number of tabs here. I'm going to go back to Brightspace here. So if you go to Brightspace, go to the course, and of course mine looks different because I'm faculty. If you click on content here, you will see that there's a number of tabs that are located on the left-hand side under content. You can find my welcome message and how this class works, as well as the syllabus and information that is specific to South Florida State College. This includes the course objectives, as well as the syllabus, the course schedule, so on and so forth. Additionally, you can find the miscellaneous information with additional materials to assist you in this course. And finally, there are also some helpful links as well that will assist you with grammar, verb tenses, and so on and so forth. Because this is a summer class, you will notice that there are only 7 weeks. I have combined weeks 1 and 2 together, and those can be accessed by clicking on the weeks module. So before I get into the syllabus, for example, when I click on weeks 1 and 2, I have all the assignments together. So I'm just going to click on this link here, and I have everything together. It's got your objectives, it's got everything together. It's got your textbook reading assignments, it's got your introduction discussion board, online reading and writing assignments here, your writing, everything is there, and then your quizzes as well. So if for some reason your link is broken, then you can actually go ahead and click under the assignments tab under Brightspace as well, and you can always find everything there if you ever get lost in Brightspace. But the way that I have things organized is I have it by module, and I have it very very organized for you to be able to make it more accessible, numbered 1, 2, 3, and 4 for each week. Anyway, so let's go ahead and take a look at our syllabus, which I have opened up here. So this is the syllabus for Summer A. You'll have my information here. My cell phone number is there, but please only text me after 3:30 p.m. If you text me during the school day, I am unable to answer text during the school day because I am under contract to the School Board of Highlands County between the hours of 8 a.m. and 3:30 p.m. Monday through Friday. However, after 3:30 p.m., 3:30 to 5:30 p.m., Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, you can send me a text and I will answer. You can also email me. Email is the preferred contact because I have my email open throughout the day and can answer those emails pretty quickly. But if you do not hear from me within 48 hours, then please, by all means, make sure you send me a text, or if you have a complex question, then send me a text. Okay, so now that I've downloaded our syllabus, I'm going to go over some information. Again, like I said, I gave you my name, my contact information. Please note that you do have my mobile number. But like I said, until my office hours start at 3:30, due to my day job, it's really difficult for me to answer text during the day. As you go through the syllabus, you can read this on your own, including the course description and the college-wide outcomes. I do want to point out that our course is completely online, as you well know. But I want to also point out our textbook. Our textbook is Literature and Introduction to Fiction, Poetry, Drama, and Writing. It is the 14th edition. It can be a little intimidating at first, but it's really not as bad as you think. I promise. You can purchase this textbook at the school bookstore as well. And then underneath here, I have other resources. These are hyperlinks embedded for additional resources to assist you. Now, keep in mind that this is an online class, and so we will be using the college's Brightspace platform. So please make sure that you have regular, reliable access to the internet. All of the instruction will be online. So you'll need to check your Brightspace email daily, check the discussion area at least once each day, and make sure that you are participating. Above all else, please remember that all assignments have posted due dates and late assignments are not accepted. With that being said, I'm going to continue on with the syllabus. Communicating with me is actually not that difficult. You can contact me at my phone number with questions about assignments or general questions, but please note that I typically only answer during my office hours, and I cannot answer, like I said before, during the school day until county schools are out, which is May 27th, 2026. So like I said earlier, the best way to contact me is email. But if you have a question that requires a complex or lengthy answer, then I have to probably request a Zoom meeting with you so that I can clarify anything, or a phone call. And please note that I will make every effort to return your phone calls within 48 hours. But if you have not heard from me, please just send me a quick text letting me know what class you're in and what your name is, so I can answer you as quickly as possible. And finally, I am teaching remotely this summer, so I will not be physically on campus. All right, with that being said, when you communicate with me, I would really like for you to please make sure that your writing is professional. It is a complete email with sentences and not, hey, what's the assignment for this week? Or I didn't understand the assignment. It really needs to be professional and provide me with information to contact you back, especially if you'd like for me to call you. Um, I do not discuss assignment grades via email, so if you want to discuss a grade on an assignment, then please contact me over the phone and I will be more than happy to discuss it with you. The assignments do close at 11:30 p.m. on their due date. I am not online at that time. So if you procrastinate and wait till the last minute, once they close, they close. So you need to plan to email me questions or call me during my posted office hours. That being said, I do not take late work, just simply because it is very difficult to go back into an assignment that I have already graded. Now, if you have a registered documented illness, injury, or personal hardship, then you can register with the Office of Disability Services or the Dean of Student Services, and they will contact me as well. That being said, I want to go ahead and take a look at the check-in activities. And I'm just kind of scrolling through. I do want to add a note about your technology. If you are using a um, Chromebook that is county school-wide issued, most likely you will have to turn your Google Docs into PDFs before you submit them, as well as your Google Slideshows or whatever other thing that you may have that is due for whatever class that is due. If you are using a Mac computer as well, you will probably have to turn your assignments into PDF format in order to upload them successfully because for some reason Brightspace does not talk to the Mac computers. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and go over release conditions. Most of your assignments in this course have release conditions attached to them. So you can't take the syllabus quiz until you have read the course syllabus and content. Other assignments will require you to meet certain conditions throughout the course. The purpose of these conditions is to allow me, the instructor, to create a custom learning path through the materials in the course. And they will not be visible until you have completed these release conditions. So just keep that in mind. Now they're posted in the course syllabus and they're in the course schedule, but you still have to complete the requirements in order to view them. So if you email me and say, I can't find the assignment, it's because you have not yet completed those release conditions. So just keep that in mind. Now, let's take a look at the check-in activities. So because this is an online course, you have to demonstrate attendance by participation in the virtual class. Therefore, you have to complete the check-in activities in order to remain in this course. They're on the class assignment feed and on the syllabus. The first activity that you will do is the character analysis discussion board, and the other activity is the syllabus quiz. If you do not complete the assignments by the posted due dates, you'll be marked as a no-show and withdrawn from the course. And so with this, you have until May 15th at 11:30 p.m. to complete these assignments. My recommendation is after you watch this video, you go ahead and take the syllabus quiz and you go ahead and begin working on the character analysis discussion boards. Reading assignments, because this is Introduction to Fiction, Poetry, and Drama, and it is a 7-week course compressed from 16 weeks. You will have a lot of reading to do. One thing I will add to you is that most of the readings, if not all of them, are freely available as audio on YouTube. So if you are not one that is very happy with spending time poring over a textbook, reading, annotating, and highlighting, you can certainly listen to the short stories, the poetry, and even the dramas as well. However, one thing I will add is that you need to complete all the reading assignments, the textbook and the web-based ones listed in the course schedule before the first day of the week. In this case, all of your work I have due on Sundays for the most part. And the new week starts on Mondays. You will have online quizzes. These quizzes cannot be made up once they close in Brightspace, so you need to plan for any technology issues accordingly. Because of security reasons, the correct responses for quizzes will not be given Brightspace once you have completed the quiz. You may call me, you may email me to schedule an appointment to review your quiz with you. And particularly for your exams 1, 2, 3, and 4, you will have roughly 4 days to take those exams. The other quizzes are very short and they're really just for accountability for the reading for the course. You will have 4 exams. Like I said, these exams test your knowledge of short fiction, drama, and poetry, as well as literary elements. There's PowerPoints to go with each of those located under content. But once they close, they absolutely will not be reopened. So you'll, like I said, roughly have 4 days to complete each exam. Now, with that being said, you will also have short answer questions, discussion questions, and you'll have to complete those in MLA formatting. So if you do not remember MLA formatting, or you do not remember how to properly format. This does include things being double spaced when they are turned in and in the proper format. Um, you will have to upload them to the Dropbox. Do not copy and paste them into the discussion area, into the comment section. It needs to be an attachment in Microsoft Word in MLA format, 12 point Times New Roman font. Additionally, you will have some quick writes as well. They will give you opportunities to practice academic writing. They're not marked necessarily for grammatical and mechanical errors, but you do need to practice using your best analytical skills as this skill is going to be graded. Make sure that you attempt to respond to each quick write thoroughly using a variety of examples from the text with parenthetical citations and the proper MLA format, works cited entry at the end. Proper heading, all of that. If not, it will be issued a grade of 0. That being said, short answer questions as well. Now, I'm going to talk to you about the critical analysis research paper because this is a compressed course of 16 weeks. You only have one paper to write. With that being said, it is on the work of your choice from the textbook. I can provide feedback on written assignments for you, but please keep in mind that my feedback will be generalized. So if you want specific feedback, I'm going to encourage you to visit the use of the Tutoring and Writing Center at the college. I will also tell you that the tasks will assist you in building your final critical analysis research paper. So if you were in my 1101 course, you know that in 1101, I have you do a series of tasks to build up to that final research paper. Similar to that, you will have that with this course, only you're only doing one paper of 1,250 words. And like I said, you get to choose, and you have a 2,000 page textbook, and you get to choose the work from your textbook. It can be fiction, poetry, or drama, but keep in mind, it does have to be 1,250 words. And you have to have secondary peer-reviewed sources as well. That being said, your items for the tasks, your writing task items have to be original and they have to be submitted to the appropriate drop boxes. Again, late assignments cannot be accepted, and incorrect files that are not correctly formatted according to MLA standards, and files that cannot be opened will be issued a grade of 0. So just keep that in mind. Also, if you don't meet the deadlines, Brightspace automatically gives you a 0 with its new update. Now, going on to the research paper, 1,250 words, typed double space using MLA formats. Now, like I said, the world is your oyster. You can write on whatever you want, but you do have to have your primary source, which is the short story, play, or poetry from your textbook. At least 2 secondary peer-reviewed scholarly articles from SFSC's database on your topic and a works cited page. The assignment has to be uploaded to the Dropbox before the posted due date. Because this is a summer class, it moves very, very quickly. So you do need to make sure that you are planning accordingly and using your time wisely. That being said, it is generally recommended for every 3 credit hour course that you spend a minimum of 3 to 6 hours a week on your class work. That being said, all of your assignments need to be written using standard edited American English and should be free from grammatical errors, typos, slang, misspellings, and it needs to be logical and well organized. What I always tell students is it's very helpful to read your papers out loud or have someone else read your papers out loud because often our eyes cannot see our own errors. Additionally, successful students in my class typically pair up and find another student in the class that they know to peer review their work. It's not a requirement because this is not an in-person class, but it is a very helpful thing to do. That being said, keep in mind that you're responsible for uploading the correct MLA formatted documents to the appropriate drop boxes by the appropriate due dates. And I've already gone over that. And again, exams, because this is a summer class, you do not have a final exam. You will have the fourth exam. Now, that being said, I want to reiterate that you may not submit any assignment that you have completed for another course, including retakes of this course. Your work needs to be completely original for this class. So that being said, I will provide you feedback with all of your written work, but I can't proofread papers for you or provide extensive grammatical, punctuation, mechanical feedback. Like I said, I encourage you highly to use the writing lab, the tutoring center at South Florida State College. Now, your grading. Um, your grading is composed of writing assignments, quizzes, exams, critical analysis research. Paper writing task items is 20%, and your research paper is 25%. So this course does use weighted grades. So if you need some assistance in calculating your grades using weighted categories, there is a video here that you can watch. Not going to go over that. Again, you can continue reading through everything else in here. That being said, I'm not going to go over the course schedule or the course outline with you because you are an adult and you can read it yourself. Now, I'm going to go back to Brightspace so that you can take a look at a couple of different features here. With that being said, that was the end of our syllabus. I'm going to go back to the class here. You can access your Dropboxes and discussion boards by clicking on the assignment section of the tab here. You'll see a discussion section and you'll see a Dropbox section. You need to be sure, and I cannot reiterate this enough, that you read the instructions and know what is expected of you. So we're going to take a look just really quickly, and we're going to look at, for example, the discussion. So your first discussion here, this is the self-introduction. This is the required check-in activity, okay? And this is an introduction to tell me about yourself. And this may change between now and the time this video goes live. So just keep that in mind. That being said, you will still have a discussion board as a check-in activity. And then when you're doing that, you will literally just click on the self-introduction and you click on start a new thread, and that will start your discussion and you will type directly into the box. One thing I will add is there are rubrics for each of your discussions, and I do use the rubrics when I grade, and you can lose a lot of points if you do not respond to your classmates. So please make sure that you are doing that. Now, that being said, if I'm going to participate in the discussion board here, the required check-in activity, then what I would do is I would go ahead and pre-write. I would look at the prompt and then I would pre-write it in Microsoft Word, and then I could copy and paste that into the discussion board location. And then I want to make sure that I click on post after I'm finished. That being said, to access the Dropbox assignments, I'm just going to click on Dropbox here. And when an assignment is due, now you're looking at the instructor view, so it is a little different on my end, but when an assignment is due, it will be highlighted in blue. And so I'm going to look at the quick write for the story of the hour, story of an hour. Just have a release condition. So let me just go into student view. Maybe that'll help a little bit more. Okay, so I'm going to go into assignments and go to Dropbox. Okay, so it says everything is not submitted here. You see, we've got here the things that are coming up due for quick writes, and that type of thing, and things that aren't actually open yet. So I'm going to have to take a look at some of these things. So if you're not able to see them, then let me know, because it may be something on my end that I have to fix. I'm going to go back in as the instructor because I can see everything there. Okay, so with that being said, the same with quizzes. You can click on assessment. You will see the quizzes here. All your quizzes again are listed. These are all future quizzes. You see the syllabus quiz here. The Elements of Fiction quiz is due on May 15th. Everything else for the week 1 is due on May 24th. You have the story of an hour, the lottery, and a pair of tickets. Are those three. So you have until the 24th at 11:30, and they will close. So keep that in mind. Now, that being said, for the assignments, if I were going to go into the Dropbox, for example, for the quick write, I'm going to click on edit folder just so you can see. This has your prompt in it. And then it also, and again, remember, I'm viewing it as an instructor, but you can actually see your availability dates. You can actually see the rubric here. And if you click on it, this will tell you the things that I'm looking for, formatting, clarity of critical thought, grammar, and mechanics. That does include everything from MLA. Now I'm going to go ahead and save and close it, but as a student, you are able to locate and see all of that. Remember, I haven't met all those release conditions as a student, so it will not allow me to look at those assignments. Oh my goodness, so sorry. Now, again, you just simply click on the quizzes that are due May 15th as well as the Dropbox. So I've already shown you where you can find the assignments, and the quick write assignments are located again under assignments. Your instruction and assessment rubrics are all there. You can see all of that. You can also go into content. And again, going back to content, you can go to the left-hand side and you will see there's your objectives, instructions, and assessment rubrics. There's your discussion questions, instructions, and assessment rubrics. Your tasks items, your objectives, instructions, and assessment rubrics. The research paper, the instructions for the end of course extra credit, the short fiction, drama, and poetry slides. This is what I wanted to talk to you about, the student samples. So you have student samples of each of the major things that are due for this. There's a sample of research notes, which is basically quote, paraphrase, and summaries from your sources. And sample annotated works cited, which is an annotated bibliography. Topic and thesis statements. So these are your major assignments for the building of your paper 3-level outline. Okay, that being said, I will also upload a sample research paper for you as well so that you have that. And you also have a couple of different things in here that will assist you. But these student samples that I'm giving you will definitely serve as guides to help you complete the assignments. The next thing I'd like to show you is our tutoring services. We have Brain Fuse, not Freeze here. But we also have SFSE tutoring, which is actually our writing lab. So I'm going to click on that. Now, once I get to that page, I can go ahead and request an online email and writing and or Zoom appointment, or I can request a in person. So I'm just going to click there. Writing help is 25 minutes. It tells you who the specialist is. It tells you what dates are available as well, and then you can click whatever time. During the summer term, I believe that the writing lab is open Monday through Thursday during the summertime. So it will help. Now, just some final notes for you. I'm going to go ahead and click out of this now. Some final notes for you. This is a 6-week summer course, technically 7. It moves very, very quickly. The course is both time intensive and work intensive. So your success depends on you staying organized, reading consistently, and keeping up with deadlines. Because the semester is compressed, falling behind even 1 week can be detrimental, and it can make it very difficult to catch up. So In order to be successful in this course, you should probably plan to spend some time over several days, even if it's an hour a day. Do not wait until the due date to begin planning, to begin reading, to begin completing assignments. Literature courses, particularly, and even though this is composition two, it is literature based. It requires careful reading, it requires careful note taking, it requires reflection and writing. So if you rush through the material, it makes it more difficult for you. So make sure that you're reading actively. Make sure that you are annotating. Make sure you are taking notes. Make sure that you mark something that is confusing. Send me an email. I'll be more than happy to discuss it with you. I've been working with this textbook by these editors for about 20 years now. Write down questions. Pay attention to major ideas such as character, conflict, theme, setting, symbolism, point of view, and the author's purpose. These notes that you take will help you with discussions, quizzes, essays, and other written assignments within the course. So, just a few notes. Strong students in this course usually do the following. Check the course regularly, daily, log in often to review announcements, assignments, feedback, due dates. Use a planner. Write down all deadlines at the beginning of the course, at the beginning of each module, and plan backwards from those due dates. Read early, read carefully. You need to give yourself enough time to understand the literature instead of trying to read everything at once. Take notes while you're reading. Track important characters, conflicts, themes, and quotations that could be useful later. Do your work on time. Again, I cannot reiterate this enough. Because this is a short summer course, late or missing work can quickly affect your grade. Be thoughtful in your participation. Discussion, posts, and responses should show that you have read, that you have thought about the text, and can support your ideas with specific details, not copied and paste garbage from AI. If you're struggling, please ask for help, because if I don't know you're struggling, I can't help you. If you're confused about an assignment, if you're confused about a reading, if you're confused about feedback that I give you, reach out before the deadline so that I can assist you. When possible, revise, revise, revise. No one writes a perfect draft the first time. Use my feedback to help you improve your writing, help you improve your organization, help you improve your use of evidence and your analysis. Avoid shortcuts. Do not rely on summaries. Do not rely on AI-generated responses or unsupported opinions in place of your own reading and thinking. Critical thinking is an important skill for 21st century. And you also need to, above all else, protect your time. A summer course is shorter, but it is not easier by any means. Treat it like a full course and set aside regular time to complete the work. The best strategy that I can give you as someone who is also taking summer courses and someone who teaches summer courses year after year is to work steadily. You need to read a little bit at a time, take notes, start your assignments early, and communicate when you need assistance. If you stay engaged, organized, and completely involved from the beginning, you are much more likely to succeed in a compressed summer course. With that being said, thank you so much for watching this video. And if you've watched along this far, I greatly, greatly appreciate it. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me, contact me, and I will be more than happy to assist you. I'm looking forward to a great summer A term, and I'm looking forward to helping you learn more about the art of literature and writing a research paper about a literary work. Have a wonderful week, and I'm looking forward to engaging with you on the discussion board. Thanks again.